think that this is one of the most deep, talented football teams that Kirby Smart has had in Athens.
Georgia was the preseason favorite, right? How many preseason favorites have won it all? 3. Since the AP started releasing preseason polls back in 1950, only 3 teams have went wire to wire to win a national championship. And since 2000, only 2 teams that started the season as the #1 team actually won the title. Maybe a better way to visualize this is with a chart. The final ranking is on the y-axis. Starting out, you will see good teams like in Oklahoma or 2008 Georgia with Matthew Stafford and Knowshon Moreno. Keep going up and you will see the 2013 Alabama team who lost in their regular season finale on the infamous Kick 6, or 2023 Georgia who was undefeated and lost in the SEC championship game, the 2020 Clemson who lost in the college football playoff to Ohio State, and head and shoulders above everyone else are the 2 teams who went wire to wire during these 20 years, USC in 2004 and Alabama in 2017. However, there is one team who began the season ranked #1 during this 20-year run who finished the season down here, unranked. If you want to pinpoint one of the most famous cases for a preseason curse, it's the 2012 USC team.
But the 2012 team has some serious unfinished business to attend to, and I intend to play a part in it.
Led by boy wonder at that time, Lane Kiffin. The Trojans started the season ranked #1 in the AP poll. The 2012 Trojans had 18 starters back, including Heisman hopeful Matt Barkley, from a team that finished 10-2 and placed 6th in the final AP poll from the season before. This was their first season off probation, and expectations were Mount Everest high. They began the season with a 6-1 record, but then they completely fell apart and lost 5 of their last 6 games. No preseason #1 team has ever had a season like that in the modern football era, and they ended up unranked. The first team to do so since the 1964 Ole Miss Rebels, and the only team to achieve this in the BCS and college football playoff era. And just to show you how tough it is to stay on top, Georgia kicked off the 2024 season as the #1 team, but they lost 2 games and their season ended in the college football quarterfinal. Which begs the question, what does it take to remain on top for an entire season?
Gonna be a celebration penalty. I don't think they care.
Alabama and the Crimson Tide has once again ascended to the top of the college football mountain.
Top-ranked teams often fail to win the national championship. Why is that? Since 2000, #1 changed hands the most times was in 2008, which was 6 times. Georgia, USC, Oklahoma, Texas, Alabama, and Florida all held the title. The 2 best teams in the past 20 years were 2004 USC and 2017 Alabama. What separates those 2 teams from everyone else? USC finished the season unblemished at 11-0, and Alabama suffered 1 loss, yet still won it all. Was there a secret sauce to begin the season with lofty expectations and finishing the season hoisting the championship trophy? No. Both teams returned 11 starters and starting quarterbacks. Heisman winner Matt Leinart and former SEC Player of the Year Jalen Hurts. Saban had to make a historic halftime switch from Hurts to Tua and rely on 5 freshmen to win that natty. Being the preseason favorites carries significant weight. You have to deal with every team's best shot, and you can't afford to have an off game. Even legendary teams with great coaches and top players have fallen victim to this curse. The preseason number one team is usually stocked full of players who will impact the NFL on Sundays. They are some of the best athletes in the nation. They will be playing in the NFL because of a combination of their athleticism mixed with their mental makeup and innate ability to perform under pressure. Talent matters, and how that talent plays together matters even more. Teams that grow their own talent are going to lose players to the NFL, the transfer portal, and to graduation, just like everyone else. But the players that plug into those spots are going to have played before, most of the time significant snaps, and won't truly be new starters. They will be indoctrinated into the team's culture and understand the offensive or defensive system that they are playing in. Teams are under constant pressure, and every game is scrutinized by fans and analysts. This pressure can take a toll on players and coaches, leading to some serious underperformance and costly mistakes on the field. What is SP Plus Rankings? It was created by ESPN writer Bill Connolly. It's a tempo and opponent adjusted measure of college football efficiency. SP Plus is intended to be predictive and forward-facing. It is not a resume ranking that gives credit for big wins or particularly brave scheduling. It is simply a measure of the most sustainable and predictable aspects of football. If you're lucky or unimpressive in a win, your rating will probably fall. If you're strong and unlucky in a loss, it will probably rise. In its current state, the SP Plus is based around the core concepts of the 5 factors of winning football: efficiency, explosiveness, field position, finishing drives, and turnovers. Connolly's SP projections incorporate recent performance, recent recruiting, and returning production. Early in the season, it may carry significant weight, but they are phased out with increasing speed. The highest ranked team ever, according to the S&P rankings, is 2021 Georgia with a score of 35.3. The 2 teams who went wire to wire, USC and Alabama, scores were 32.3 and 33.5. Now here are your preseason number one teams with their S&P ranking, and here are your actual champions. They all finished way above their counterpart. With the number one ranking comes a target on the team's back. Opponents are more motivated than ever to take down the top dog, often bringing their A games and making it difficult for the top-ranked team to maintain their position throughout the season. Injuries are an unfortunate reality in college football, and they can derail even the most talented teams. When key players go down, it tests the depth of the roster. Sometimes the number one team simply doesn't have the depth to overcome significant injuries, leading to a drop in performance. College football is known for its unpredictability. Upsets, last-minute victories, and unexpected twists are part of what makes the sport so exciting. Even the most dominant preseason number one team can fall victim to the unpredictable nature of this game. The path to winning a championship as the favorite is always unpredictable, stressful, and better than we could ever imagine as it pours out the love that we have for college football. We glorify winning, the early mornings, the injuries, the days they doubt themselves but keep going anyway. That's where the transformation to greatness starts. The wins are a byproduct of all the blood, sweat, and tears. Every undefeated team needs a splash of luck. Look how great peak Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, and Ohio State were, but they still could not pull this off. Now with NIL and the transfer portal spreading talent throughout the country, the days of an AP wire-to-wire champion are over. So there you have it. The curse of the preseason number one team is a combination of pressure, motivation from opponents, injuries, and the unpredictable nature of college football. While being ranked number one in the preseason is an honor, it's far from a guarantee of success. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.